California teacher decides to say the N-word 15 times, back to back to back to back. Here it is.
Say it. Why? You asked me how to spell it, so go ahead and pronounce it. Pronounce it after me.
Let's put the picture up full mass here. Okay. There's a reason why teachers are professionals, to ensure they do not engage in conduct like that. There was a California language arts teacher at Sequoia Middle School caught on video repeatedly using the N-word and then forcing a student to use the racial slur as well because it's, and I quote, in the dictionary. The teacher, who has not yet been identified, was discussing Mark Twain's Adventures of Tom Sawyer with her class. And one of the 219, utterances of the racial slur came up in their discussion. According to the students, a student who refused to repeat after the teacher reportedly asked the teacher the correct spelling of the word. The teacher got in front of the class and she was saying that the word is just an English word and everybody can say it if she wants to. It's in the dictionary, she says, and people are oversensitive over the word. A black student who shot the video told the outlet she was trying to force him to say the word and she repeatedly kept saying it and she had a smirk on her face. I was just thinking, dang, this teacher's out of her mind, added the student who asked to remain anonymous. That student is a world leader. In the viral clip, the teacher seen hovering over the uncomfortable student as he hunches over table. You asked me how to spell it, so go ahead and pronounce it. She goes on to say N-word. Pronounce it after me. She says N-word twice more. She says it with a slight smirk as the class giggles. He was getting uncomfortable. He was shaking his head and started to put his head down. The student who captured the exchange told KTLA. The teacher uttered the slur about 15 times, according to the child. Bianca Gibbons, a parent who shared the alarming footage on Facebook, wrote, "This took place at my daughter's school in Fontana at Sequoia Middle School. Please stop racism and verbal violence bullying." She added, "This teacher should be fired." All right, so here's the district statement to the media. It has been made aware of a video circulating on social media depicting a recent incident at Sequoia Middle School. During this incident, an exchange occurred between students and a teacher regarding a derogatory term encountered during a lesson related to a Mark Twain novel. While we acknowledge that this derogatory language comes from a novel first published in the late 1800s, and that historical context is important to consider when discussing literature, the district does not condone the language that was used in the video or using that language outside of the context of discussing the novel, the statement added. The district said it is currently investigating this situation, adding that while we cannot provide additional detail at this time, please be assured that the district takes this and all reports of demeaning language seriously, addresses the matter promptly, and takes any necessary action. KTLA reported that the teacher has been allowed back into the classroom, and reportedly, she said she didn't care about what the students or their parents think. She told ABC7 that she did not wish to comment. Oh, okay. Not only are you unprofessional, madam, in my estimation, you're hard-headed. You have no business teaching lessons when you can't learn them. You offended the very core of many of your students, parents, community, and community leaders. If you can't learn a lesson from your own experience, then, madam, you know that what they say, a hard head make a soft ass. Now, I'm hoping that at some point you do release a statement and you say, hey, I've seen the light. I know what happened. I know where I was wrong. I know where the lion got out of the cage. It won't happen again. I'm going to take this training. I'm going to leave this school and hopefully regain my career somewhere else. But if the school system is allowing you to come back with that attitude, no remorse, no apology, no statement, no nothing, then they too are complicit in the lack of advocacy for our children. All right, Michael, thoughts here?
Unquestionably. I mean, this is, it's outrageous. The thing she says at the end, look, we'd be criticizing her if she apologized and she said, I was wrong to do this. We would still be critical of what she did do. Right. We'd be critical of what the place did. But she did the exact opposite. She said, I don't care what these students think. I don't care what their families think. I mean, that alone is grounds. Forgetting this ever happened. If you're a teacher who doesn't care what their students or their families think, you shouldn't be in a classroom to begin with. And this is a chance for me to shout out Emily Park, wherever she may be. She was my 6th grade English teacher.
There you go.
That's when I learned Tom Sawyer. And that's when we had that uncomfortable conversation about the language that was in that. And she explained to me and to our class that it was of a time. It's important we know how they spoke and how we don't anymore. Just the same way when we read Shakespeare, they don't speak like that anymore. And Emily Park taught me a lesson, taught all of us a lesson that day, that you can read this stuff, you can see a glimpse into literature and American history and not have to say those words, repeat those words. But in fact, it's a way to teach that you don't use those words. And that was lost in Fontana, California. This woman should not have a job in the classroom.
Yeah, well said.